Good morning, everybody, or afternoon. Say that every week, I think. Season finale. Both championships decided today in this last round of Formula Pals Season 4. It's been a really fun season to watch, actually. I think I might try and make a kind of highlights video because I have all the replay files, so. But yeah. You've been with us for the other 4 rounds. There's been a tense battle for championships. We've had some unique winners and podium sitters. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Here today at Interlagos, as someone there on the ambient shot goes straight into the barriers. Celebratory donut. But as I was saying, here today at the only true single-seater finale track, which is Interlagos in Brazil. Had a good Formula 1 race there this season, so maybe drivers picking up some tips from that. Maybe turn 1 and 2 here that we're looking at down on right now will provide some quite sweet racing. Let's have a quick look here at the current championship standings, which are very tight indeed. Got Robin Moe sitting on top with 153 points, and Gon's really close behind with 136. Rounding out the podium is Suicidal Cookie with 123 points, so this top 3 can go any which way this race. Frederick Schublum, actually, with that podium last week, sees himself now 4th place in the standings. 106 points, and not too far behind full steam racing car of Dion with 92. James Andrews, Gonz's teammate, very close behind Dion. Everybody's stacked together, as you can see by the points standings. And Train Boy and Automated Luxury tied on points currently. I feel like this top 5 could go really any which way. Will definitely be interesting. Can't wait to find out. And a quick look at the constructors standings too. Indian bus drivers sitting pretty with 220 points in first place. Robin Moe's team, Punts and Spins, behind in second on 181 points, and just 2 points behind them, Cupie Gang. So Constructors Championship, very much a reflection of the drivers' standings. Everybody in the hunt, everybody in the running, and very close together. Scuderia Snail, which I've misspelt, I've just realised. Only 9 points behind Cupie. Full Steam bringing out the top of the close battle with 156. So 3rd place still really all up in the air. No track map today, I'm afraid. And that's not what I wanted. No. Uh-oh. I can't access my apps. No. We will be right back. That means I lose my custom cameras. Setok also doesn't like when you mismatch resolutions. Yeah. There we go. So 4 drivers in the 29, so this is a close battle already. Rounding out the end of practice here. One set of TV cams, nice. There you go, okay. I am a professional. On's actually the only one out on track right now. It's weird. So Gons and James Andrews' teammates actually separated only by 0.03 of a second. Quite impressive. Love these sweeping turns on the back side of the circuit. Daniel Scott makes an appearance, so 7 drivers out on track right now. Not everybody setting a lap time as of yet. This long flat out section here will definitely bring out the slipstream characteristics of the car. Big lock up into turn 1 there. I think we'll see quite a lot of that today. The off camber definitely doesn't help. Cookie making an appearance today as well, wanting to push QP up a little bit higher in the constructors' standings. Couple more laps, I think, for everybody as practice winds down. Quali has been always really exciting this season, so I'm sure we're going to get another treat to watch here, especially at the top of the grid. It's always been close, and it's always come down to the last lap. Pretty much every race this season. Track has kind of every kind of corner you can imagine in terms of speed. So really putting the setups to the test today. And I think Cookie there suffering from just a touch of understeer. Cutting the pit lane markings. Classic Interlagos. Use more of this outside curb here. Looking like he's struggling to get the car rotated on turn-in. Very late on the throttle through there. As off he goes down towards the lake and turn 4. Another great overtaking spot here. Very easy to run wide though. Ivan Belets, of course, cheering on Indian bus drivers. Oh! And the aggressive bump on the curb there, rearing its ugly head. Sent Cookie all the way around and straight back into the pit. We can't find anybody else on track. I think just Daniel Scott, as the checkered flag has fallen for this practice session. Sounds quite dainty on the throttle through there. Turn the game up just a little bit because this a lot of these cameras are very far away from the cars. And the onboard not too loud. Ooh, the track is actually looking quite bumpy. And have to love all the lighting on this track too. The flags actually work in response to yellow flags and whatnot. And I think we're going to see a lot of people running wide on that corner. And then the maximum time has elapsed. So we'll take this weight on to qualifying. Robin Moe in punts and spins. Grab those driver's standings once again. On top of the driver's standings currently, Gon's not far behind. Suicidal Cookie even closer. Cookie here today, obviously wanting to finish well. I don't think he's just not showing up on my gaps for some reason. Gon's in P2, he's going to look to make a difference. Not sure. That's there. OBS is being a right pain today. So quali will begin. Gon's first out. Almost charged out into the pit lane there. As soon as the session opened, he was gone. And then another reminder of the team standings. There is 1 point for pole position, so every point counts, especially in this battle between punts and spins and QP. We'll see at the end of the day just how close everything ends up being. Back on track with Gons on his outlap. And I've just realised, is that a Senna helmet? I can't see. Looks like it. Maybe I'm not sure if he's had that helmet all season or if it's a special one for today, but very cool either way. Bright yellow helmets are always cool. So Gon starts his first flying lap. Down into turn 1. Looks like the tyres got a little hot on the way in. Through turn 3. Full chat. Exit from turn 2 is going to be critical because it is quite a long run down here to turn 4. And looks like we've seen everybody else kind of struggle with some turn in, but it looks like Gons isn't having an issue with that at all. Car looking good in the slow corners too. I hate that angle. Ooh, slight wiggle of the hips, maybe a touch late on the brakes there. And oversteer on throttle at that corner is something everybody's going to be battling today. It just happens for some reason. Have to be very patient on the throttle. Looks like that was a really nicely taken corner there. Gons makes his way down the back straight. Start finish straight, I should say. crosses the line, takes pole position at 29.7. I think we saw 29.3s in practice. Suicidal Cookie not too far behind in the 30s. But Gon's making his point, making a statement early here, it seems. As one of the other QP cars makes its way out, it seems, Daniel Scott on his first timed lap. Sounding like he's still trying to coax the tyres into life. Just losing the back end there. I think the lack of throttle through the corner there really threw the rear end of the car around. James Andrews, on the other hand, currently on a lap. He's got a QP car right behind him. I believe that's Aaron. It is. Both these drivers quite far up on the qualifying sheet right now. Third and fourth respectively. Looks like we've got a little bit of a line, even though we've only got 7 cars today. Still no access to times. Thank you, ACTV. Gon's improving his time with a 29.5. We're solidifying pole position provisionally for Gons. And a big lockup from James Andrews there. Suicidal Cookie actually finds himself into P2. Maybe everybody has to do 2 laps for the times and gaps to show up. But James Andrews is actually quite close behind Cookie, as you can see on the relative we've got on for the time being. We're looking to poach some slipstream down the long start-finish straight. Call it a straight. It's not really a straight. The actual straight part isn't that long, but exit here, critical. Very easy to do what Cookie just did and overcook the braking. So James Andrews looking maybe poach some slipstream from Cookie down this long flat out section. Gon's into the 29.3s just flashed there on the screen. 29.2 though for James Andrews. Aaron still in the 30s. Dion makes his way out onto track. Dion actually on his outlap right now, but Gons comes back onto the track. I think Robin Moe may be opting for the Gons special, which is to not qualify, as it looks like James went back to the pits on that occasion. This is a good camera angle. Yeah. So far, an Indian bus driver's 1-2. Iceman getting his wish. Let's go, Indian bus drivers, indeed. James Andrews back out on track. Daniel Scott in the 32s. Struggling for pace, it seems, there at the back of the grid. Relatively, I should say. And that looked like a really good exit, actually, from Gons. This is just his outlap. I think that's Cookie just up ahead. Cookie still in the 30s. Aaron also still in the 30s. So QP Gang taking up the second row of the grid. While Indian bus drivers sit on the first 2 rows. Sorry, first 2 positions. Oops. just to go along with Dion, as he's on a time lap now, it seems. We'll definitely be looking to get away from the rear of the grid. Ooh, and have to be very careful on the curbs on this section. They do have a habit of throwing the car around. Earlier turn in there, it seems. And there's that oversteer biting. And finding some grip there, it seems, in the last corner. We've seen a lot of drivers have some trouble with that. Daniel Scott improves his time, moves up into the 31s. And Dion, I thought he was going to pit then. And Dion might have invalidated on that lap. Gons finishes up his timed lap. Give me that camera, thank you. 29.7 for Gons. So we're seeing some consistent times from him at least. Cookie makes his way out of the pits. Looks like, yeah, Daniel Scott moves aside. Back into the pits. Robin Moe chilling in the pits as well. Meanwhile, on board with the other QP car, Aaron, making his way down towards the center of the track, as I like to call it. Oh, and that curbing. Might see a lot of issues there during the race. Oh, halfway through qualifying, we've still got a Indian bus drivers lockout on the front row. QP cars both on row 2 of the grid. 5th and 6th, kind of a toss-up at the moment between Dion and Daniel Scott. Dion about a second or so faster, or 7/10 or so faster than Daniel Scott currently. Aaron a nice time, and 29.9 puts him above his teammate Suicidal Cookie. I think he's on his outlap right now. Lots of smoke on the track, so some people struggling for grip, it seems. A lot of people in the pits, I think, right now, just to try and get themselves some new shoes. Maybe a bit more fuel. Try and push for a higher starting position. James Andrews still on provisional pole. I believe this is his a timed lap right now. A nice exit there. All about the exit on this corner. Some horn action from the pit lane. James Andrews actually starting this pit timed lap. Big lock up there into turn 1 as one of the QP cars comes out and takes the exit. Takes the wide line through turn 2 there. Gon's on his way over to the start finish line. Just a quick check in with Dion, currently making his way up towards the downhill left-hander here. I forget the name of this. Oh, his lap over. Not going to be a competitive time with that kind of exit. Surely now we can have this screen. Thank you. Whoops. The top 4 all within a second of each other. Gon's only just over half a tenth behind his teammate, and 6/10 to spare, I should say. So if these lads can keep that up in the race, then that will be Constructors Championship sewn up. See what Robin Moe can bring to the table, starting from the back of the grid, I assume. Just to flex. Just over 6 minutes left of quali. Doesn't improve that time around. Oh, and that curb again. Really throwing the cars around, as I was saying earlier. Cookie with about 2/10 or so, or just over 1/10.5, I should say, to his teammate. Got more intra-team battles. However, these battles carry on into the race. We'll see. Suicidal Cookie does edge out his teammate only just 2.2 so still quite fine margins. Aaron making his way towards the line. Not able to improve this time around. And I think we'll see a lot of smoke on turn 1, especially lap 1. Driver's going to have to be extra careful. If Gons can outscore his teammate in qualifying and get an extra point. Keeping in as close as possible. Maybe pitting here? No. Still not able to improve, so that I think that was his first. Oh, it was his third lap. His best lap was his third lap, so can't see the track getting any worse. So not sure. Maybe he just had a really good lap early on in the session. James Andrews, meanwhile, still not able to improve, so the gap's still only 0.062 seconds between the two Indian bus drivers. Dion crosses the line, does improve, gets himself very close to the sub-30s. And knocking on Aaron's back door as well. Daniel Scott not able to improve, so Dion goes back to the pits. Might be able to get one more lap in if he's quick. All the drivers now tucking in very close to the left. You saw them being a bit more open with that corner. Gon's still not able to improve. Suicidal Cookie actually coming up to the line as well. Has 0.4 or so to make up. Not able to do it this time around. 1 or 2 laps left, I think, for those still on track. But this is coming down to the wire. As I said, it's still close. Might not come down to the last lap. Nobody is able to improve. I was just trying to see who that was on the side of the track there. Back with Cookie as he takes a big helping of grass there. Through turn 4. Aaron actually able to go a little bit faster that time around as well. Exactly 0.07 of a second. 600ths of a second between the Indian bus drivers and 700ths of a second between the QP drivers, as Cookie finding out the hard way to be gentle on the throttle through that corner, as James Andrews is still out on track. Ooh, a lot of curb there, bit of grass. And the bumps really do cause chaos at this track. See the suspension kind of working overtime. James Andrews staying out very wide here. Wants to save his tyres for a final lap, final push, even though he doesn't need to. Gonze, Aaron, Suicidal Cookie seem to be done. They won't be able to get out and do another lap. So James Andrews is your pole sitter for the final round of Season 4 of Formula Pals. That does come with an out. Sorry. That does come with an extra championship point. I do have to remember my driver's standing. So James Andrews very close behind Dion. 8 points. 10 points. No. 84, 92, 6, 8 points. Yeah, I was right. Dion improves ever so slightly that time around. I guess 7 points now because James Andrews takes pole position, so could very well nab that P4 spot. Dion could as well, but bit of a, well, not even that much of a pace deficit between them. 6/10 between Dion and James Andrews, so multiple championship battles going on here as Dion looks like he's finishing up a final lap. And qualifying has ended, so Daniel Scott also still out on track, but has a long way to go if he wants to try and get P5 on the grid. And Dion looks like, yeah, the corner, the right hand of the exit, not a lot of grip available on throttle there, so seen lots of people struggle with that, so drivers will need to be very calm on the opening laps to make sure that that doesn't happen. This way. There you go. So this man is your pole sitter. Dion comes into the pits and ends his qualifying session. So James Andrews and Gons, the Indian bus drivers' front row grid lockout, becomes a reality here in the last round. Gon's really, really close behind, only 600ths of a second. We've got a QP second row as well. Having a look at what that does for our team standings here. UP and Indian bus drivers, about 41 points. Say 42. Do this real quick. As I was saying, QP and Indian bus drivers still relatively close together in the championship standings too, so Robin Moe also joining the grid, I think. Pretty sure he's still in here. But both drivers and constructors championships still in flux, shall we say. Checkered flag here. While we wait for the race to tick over. Have a quick look at what we've got on next weekend. 500 miles of Nürburgring makes its return. Should be a fantastic race. We've got GT3 and TCX. This, I believe this will be streamed, not by myself, but by somebody else. But be sure to catch that, because that's going to be a lot of fun. And literally the day after, got the season finale of RP series. Do check that out. Should be great race. Watkins Glen, always going to be a cracker. Meanwhile, back at the starting grid. Oh. So pit stops will be a thing, of course. Heard a little pre-chat race between a lot of drivers as the lights turn off and we wait for 6 to come on and turn off again. And the season finale of Formula Pals is a go. Everyone battling for position. Looks like Aaron making a move there on Gons, who gets shunted off, it looked like. And that's super unfortunate. Looked like a lot of argy-bargy through turn 1 and 2. Daniel Scott finds himself down at the back of the grid. James Andrews takes the lead. It looks like Cookie making a move there on Aaron, going side to side, wheel to wheel, switching positions through the corner. And that actually has allowed Dion to move up into P2. QP guys still in P3 and P4, but with Gons down in P6 now. Got a lot of work to do. Try and make his way back up the grid. He's already been overtaken by Robin Moe. Gons actually has Daniel Scott behind him. Whether Gons has some damage or not, we'll have to find out later. Robin Moe making a comeback, made up 4 positions already. And Cookie still hot on the heels of his teammate. James Andrews in clean air. Excuse me. James Andrews in clear air. I think that's what he would have wanted though, but a big lockup from him into turn 1, goes very wide. Manages to get it hooked back up, but he's lost a lot of distance to Dion, who's now going to have a nice bit of slipstream going down towards turn 4. Robin Moe hot on the heels of Cookie as well, it looks like, back there. Dion doesn't think about lining up a move just there. But it looks like he's actually got a better exit, and he might have a look up the inside of this long sweeping right-hander. Just see Dion in the mirror there, putting James Andrews under a lot of pressure. Oh, and they almost make contact through that corner. Dion taking a bit of grass there, wants to be careful on the brakes. Looking like he wants to be exit focused here, which is not a bad idea, but all this battling is letting Aaron catch up. Cookie is also dropping to Aaron, but Robin Moe is also right behind him. So 2 big battles going on here. Dion looking, deciding which way he wants to go. He does look like he has a lot of slipstream. Not that camera. Oh, this game. Dion made a big move up the inside, but slowed himself down. He's going to open himself up back to James Andrews around turn 2. Oh, late move there from James. Moves to the outside, claims the position before the braking point. And a little bit of a lock up there into turn 4, but Aaron is now right back up there. Dion looking like he wants to make a move. Once the outside around this corner, might be able to tuck it back around the inside. Not able to do so. James not really phased by the pressure Dion's putting on here. Oh, almost had a bit of contact here on the last lap, so a bit of them, bit more care taken it seems this time around. Aaron is now joined the party. Everybody careful on the throttle. Oh, and Robin Moe is still right behind Cookie, so there you go. All about the exit here. And indeed, Gon's hanging on to the back of Robin Moe as well. So two little three-man battles going on here. Cookie, oh sorry, Aaron having a huge boost of slipstream there. Everybody locking up into turn 1. Robin Moe still not made the move on Cookie. As Dion goes wide, takes a huge mouthful of grass, and that will slow him down. Might even open him back up to Cookie just a little. I mean, the two different groups seemingly becoming one, it seems, as that battle in front has slowed everybody down. But everybody just hanging on to the car in front. Train Boy looks like he's joined late. A couple seconds behind Daniel Scott. Not sure if he's on the same lap. But Dion now right behind Aaron as we've saw that mistake from Dion out of turn 2. Dion not wanting to let this one go. James Andrews again in clear air. No, he has been in clear air, but looking like he's pulling out a little bit of a gap to James Andrews. Sorry, to Aaron. Maybe some moves here as Robin Moe tries to look up the inside of Gons. Gons not phased by it. Has the inside for the next corner, and that's a spin. I think that's Dion. Dion spun at turn 1, missed that completely. An F in the chat for Dion. He was doing really well in P2. And now Suicidal Cookie up into P3 because of it. Gons, miraculously, seems, I wouldn't have put him out, but coming from P6, now back up into P4. Gons and James Andrews, the bread of the QP sandwich. And Gons looking like he even wants to have a look up the inside of Cookie there. Thinks twice. Robin Moe still hanging on the back of Gons as well, so I think Gons actually made that move on Robin Moe, I should say, at turn 1. Meanwhile, Aaron taking a couple tenths out of James Andrews this lap. Looks like he has a big bout of understeer at that corner. Back here as this three-man group again makes their way down the start-finish straight. See the slipstream working the straightaway, just not long enough. Not able to think about a move there. Very close though. Aaron dropping another 3/10 or so in the final sector of the last lap. Oh, Gons with a big swing. Thinks about the move, thinks again. Really wants to get past Cookie. Wants to get by quickly, it seems. He's a little bit tired of having Robin Moe right behind, who is actually dropping off a little bit from Gons. Wouldn't be surprised if he just wants to see what happens with this battle up ahead and see if he can't capitalize on any big mistakes. As we come around the sweeping left-hander down at the bottom of the track. Oh, A1. Cookie looking like he got quite a bit of that oversteer on the throttle. Gons is very close behind now. And Robin Moe also closing in, but Gons will have a great run here. And James actually running away a little bit, but with Cookie opening himself up like this, see how close Aaron is. Gon's able to go around the outside. It's quite smart to do that because you have the inside to the next corner so close together, and that's how you race through turn 1 and 2. Excellent move from Gons. Oh, and a little bit of bump draft maybe. Oh, and a big swing from Cookie as he wants the outside. Turn 4, Robin Moe now I think has stepped up. Oh, and there's contact into turn 4 between the two of them. And there wasn't a huge amount of space there as both of them turned in. But Robin Moe makes its way past Gons after that. Looks like Suicidal Cookie. Oh, he's so close to him. Suicidal Cookie's now left himself wide open to Robin, who's going to want to put the hammer down. Gons didn't lose a huge amount of time. He's still quite close to this battle, but James Andrews has again dropped about 7/10 to Aaron. So the front two moving, front two getting close together, backing up this pack once again. He makes his way around the final actual corner of the track. Oh, and takes the exit curb. Grabs a dash of grass and it just spins the rear. I feel really bad because the same thing happened to quite a few people in practice. And Dion around as well. I only know that because I just heard the tire squeal. So everybody struggling with that corner. Gonza last lap of 32. So James Andrews in the first half of the lap seems to gain about 7/10, and then in the last half, Aaron gets it all back again. So not over yet. These guys actually quite similar on pace right now. But Suicidal Cookie making that error on the last corner definitely actually spread the field out somehow. Huge excitement in this opening 8-9 laps or so. We're back with Robin Moe as he hunts down another QP car. Gon's doing well to recover. This is actually his second recovery drive. Got knocked down into 6th on lap 1. This gives a Brazil 2012 feel with all the drama. Yes. Championship final as well. No Timo Glock on the track though. Robin Moe putting in the fastest time so far. Gons only 2/10 off on that last lap, so hanging on to the rear. Oh, Aaron taking the grass on the exit of turn 2, or on the outside of turn 2. That's actually let Robin Moe catch up quite a bit. And Train Boy's actually made his way up into P6. Whoa! That was Aaron, we missed that. I think he might have taken some grass there, as there goes his teammate. So nobody getting away cleanly today, it seems. James Andrews, Robin Moe, Train Boy and Daniel Scott, the only ones to not have a serious incident today. But Robin Moe is now right on the rear of James Andrews. I think Robin Moe going full attack at this moment. He's got Gons right behind him in P3. Right behind. So Robin Moe, the filling of the Indian bus driver sandwiches currently. Stop giving me that camera. My goodness. Oh, and too much entry curve for James, but makes it work. Something about the way he flicked that through turn 1 looked quite rally-esque. Robin Moe doing his best Fernando Alonso impression as he tries to make his car as wide as possible. Gons wants all the slipstream he can get. Aaron's actually just dropped to position 2, Train Boy. Back up with Robin Moe. Still got Gons a second behind him. James Andrews needs to be very aware that Gons is right behind Robin as well. Should he make a mistake, doesn't want to take out his teammate as well. Ooh. And James doing really well not to be fazed by the pressure of Robin behind. Not sure if Gons is going to get his wish. I'm sure he would like James to hold Robin up as much as possible. And Cookie there kind of back up into P4 after that unfortunate incident. Oh, and a big lockup from James Andrews. Both of them locked up. James will have the inside, but Robin the inside of turn 3. And now Gons is right behind. Gets a good view of this battle in front. Robin will have the inside on turn 4. Side by side they go. James around the outside. Still side by side. Robin holds the inside, keeps the position for now. James still looking up the inside. Oh, a little bit of argy-bargy there. Oh, James almost losing the rear, and he has lost the rear. But that opens up Robin to Gons. And that's really unfortunate from James. He, took too much of the outside curb, as we've seen in practice. Robin Moe and Gons, P1 and P2 in the standings, respectively. Championship standings, I should say, are actually battling it out here. Oh, I spoke too soon as Gons takes a big bootful of throttle and it sends the rear of the car around. Cookie back up into P2. This is crazy. I literally cannot keep up. Everybody shifting positions, nobody being able to keep it together as we are a third of the way through this race. Lap 12 of 33. Absolutely crazy. Suicidal Cookie about 4 seconds to make up to Robin Moe, who in clean air, as we know, is quite rapid. Well, Cookie's got his work cut out for him. Pit strategy might come into play. I think it will come into play. Daniel Scott putting in his best time of the race. We saw Dion get by Aaron earlier, but it looks like that has gone back to how it was, and Aaron not too far ahead of Dion either. So this battle for P6 is going to keep going for a little bit longer, I think. Oh, and that's James Andrews around again at the exact same corner as last lap. I saw that tyre smoke. This is actually putting Indian Bus Drivers Championship, or Constructors Championship, in a little bit of jeopardy. I think they should be okay. Oh, and I think his tyres are gone. I'm not sure, but James Andrews finds himself at the back of the grid. Them tyres look cooked. They're just smoking away, even though just driving along. Meanwhile, his teammate back in P3. This maybe people struggling with tyres, it seems. James Andrews really has his work cut out for him now. Should he want a shout at least a podium. And all the cars looking a lot more unstable than they were at the beginning of the race. So I think, yeah, tyres are becoming an issue for a lot of people. Robin Moe's tyres look quite hot. A little bit of smoke coming from them. Yeah, Cookie's actually, yeah, bleeding time to Robin right now. Yeah, a little bit of pre-race chat about which tyre to go on first. I think a lot of people are on the hard tyres to begin with. So Robin Moe and Cookie both on hards. Gons and Gons all the way down to Dion, all on mediums. Daniel Scott on hards and James Andrews on hards. I think James Andrews actually started on mediums. There you go. There you go. There it is. So Aaron makes his way into the pits. Gon's dropping back from Cookie as well a little bit, so this field beginning to spread out. To James Andrews almost an entire lap behind Robin Moe. I think once he gets lapped by Robin Moe, I think that's pretty much game over for James Andrews. In terms of getting a podium at least. Suicidal Cookie also hemorrhaging a little bit of time. So I would expect to see some pit stops happen quite soon, given the state of a lot of these cars. Crazy opening third of the race. And Robin Moe now into quali pace on 29.6. Trainboy finds himself up in P4. Not a huge distance to Gons ahead. Daniel Scott looking like he's carrying a lot of damage there. Slows down, and this might be our first retirement of the day. Out of fuel, maybe? Can't stay there, though. Teleports back to pits. It might be our first DNF of the day. And that car looking like it's having a lot of trouble turning in right now. Trainboy actually slowly catching up to Gons as well. So, just under halfway. And it can still swing either way, I think, and especially in terms of this top four. I should say P2 through 4. Robin quite consistent, even at the worst of times. So still no pit stops from the top 4. And Cookie, in the grand scheme of things, not losing a huge amount of time overall. Only about a tenth a lap or so. I think an undercut here might actually be quite strong as well. We'll see if anybody tries to make something happen. Dion makes his way into the pits. Actually on his way out of the pits. Aaron moves through, and both of these guys actually might come out quite close together. Dion wants to be careful here. And Aaron just ahead on pit exit. But on those fresher tyres, can he make anything happen? And it looks like Aaron actually carrying, yeah, a little bit of front end damage there. Dion putting the pressure on. This is the battle for P5. We've seen Dion come out wide quite a bit. Gives him a good exit for this little sweeping left-hander. Oh, and Aaron going a bit wide there. Comes back on track. There's almost a collision. Dion and Aaron battling furiously. Dion quite calm there. Aaron uncharacteristically flustered, it seems, as Gons is actually on his way out of the pits. Stick with this as these guys are really close together. Aaron has to defend from Dion into turn 1. So got a better exit out of the final corner. Dion on fresher tyres. You see how much more grip he's got, especially through turn 2. Both of them stream now down towards turn 4. Dion making a move around the outside. Has the overspeed. Oh, doesn't quite make it work. Inside is very strong at that corner. Oh, and Dion sneaking his way through the inside of that corner. Better watch out for the curbing, both of you. Oh, and just saying, Aaron looking like he had to almost back out there. And a little bit of a gap coming. Remember, Dion on much fresher tyres. Cookie in the pits. Promoting Trainboy into P2 for the time being. Back with Aaron, who will have a little bit of slipstream down this flat out section. Does need to make a pit stop though, I believe. Oh, he's made a stop already. Aha. That explains things. So Cookie is out of the pits. I believe I saw him in the pits. 8 seconds to make up to Trainboy, who still does have to make a pit stop, as does Robin Moe. Do want to go back with this because Dion is slowly pulling away from Aaron. I think the damaged front wing of Aaron is definitely hampering him, especially this section. Pretty much he has to crank the wheel just to get the car to turn. Looks like it's a bit late on turn-in as well, as Dion goes around at that corner. Oh, and just tries to force it back onto track and spins even more. So Aaron home free for the time being. And that's unfortunate because Dion was actually making his way up quite nicely. Had a good bit of pace on those opening laps on those fresh tyres. I think this battle might come down to the end. Suicidal Cookie is actually gaining on Trainboy ever so slowly. 8 seconds the gap right now. 21 laps to go. Sorry, 11 laps to go. 12 laps. Cannot do maths today. Over halfway. Put it that way. There you go. Robin Moe, 18 laps out. I think makes his pit stop right now. And the classic Assetto Corsa pit stop of just yeeting into pit lane. Trainboy making his way round the final corner. Cookie here not far behind. And so Trainboy finds himself in the lead of the race. Robin Moe out of the pits right now as Suicidal Cookie makes his way into turn 1. Be bouncing up and down in his chair, wondering if he can get out ahead of Robin Moe. He can't. And a wiggle from Robin Moe to warm up the tyres and maybe just say hello to Cookie. But only about a second or so between them. So if Cookie can hang on to the rear of Robin Moe, once Robin catches up to Trainboy, I think that might be Cookie's best bet of forcing an overtake and maybe picking up some scraps for P2. As Daniel Scott finds himself around at that corner. Been talking about it a lot, and Daniel Scott going ever so slowly. As I think he's just been, he's 2 laps down now. Here's Trainboy, 5 seconds or so to Robin Moe behind. So after pit stops, the pack kind of bunching up again, it seems. Suicidal Cookie now just wants to keep his concentration. Has to hang on to the rear of Robin before he catches Trainboy. The last lap, Trainboy with a 31, Suicidal Cookie a 30.2, so about a second faster for Cookie. That was Robin Moe's out lap. The back marker now coming into play, Daniel Scott. Very, very courteously moves aside for the battle. At least for Robin, and so too for Cookie. Good on you, mate. Might even get a bit of toe out of it, so don't think he can catch up to James Andrews, though. But Robin Moe is absolutely eating time out of Trainboy. And Cookie doing a good job to keep on the rear of Robin Moe. Still close enough to him. Have to see how long Robin Moe holds, Trainboy holds up Robin Moe for. Robin Moe's going to want to get by as soon as possible because he does not want Cookie to gain any sort of advantage. I'm dropping back a little bit though, as Trainboy makes his pit stop. I forgot he hadn't pitted, that's why. But chooses not to hold anybody up and battle, just goes into the pits. So Gon's back on the podium again for what seems the 4th time or so. And I don't think Aaron is close enough. Yeah, Michael Randall already on his way out of pit lane. Oh, almost loses it on pit exit. You have to be very careful around pit exit there. You need to go a lot slower than you think. Gons has about 7 seconds or so, almost 8 seconds to go to catch up to Cookie. Cookie losing about half a tenth of a lap to Robin Moe ahead. Oh, and a flick of corrective lock there from Cookie, so I'm not sure how old people's tyres are at this moment. Robin Moe and Cookie both on hards. Oh, it hasn't ticked over yet because I don't think they finished 2 laps. Okay, that makes no sense. I don't trust that one bit. Can't tell who's on what tyres, because that obviously is not right. Anyway, Cookie's still chasing the rear of Robin Moe. Has 2 seconds now. Robin Moe's car just looks so much better through the faster corners. And Cookie doesn't have a huge amount of damage. A little bit on the side there, just from going to wheel. Pretty much all throughout this race. "10 laps to go. As it stands, Robin Moe would be the Formula Pals champion, drivers champion for season 4. Just another quick look at that. I think Cookie right now may just... Well, I don't think he'd have enough points. Cookie would not have enough points to gain P2 in the standings. It's only a 5-point difference between P2 and P3, so... Ons now just can kind of hope and hang on to P3. Try and keep it on the track, and I think that's P2 in the standings wrapped up for him. Indian bus drivers may end out with P1 in the constructors standings. James Andrews with that unfortunate incident. Happened 2 laps in a row at the same corner earlier in this race. Remember, started on pole position, led the race for the first 7 or 8 laps or so. And he looks down on pace as well, so maybe carrying, definitely carrying damage on that front wing there. Lots of side damage too on the side pod. Trainboy with about 11.5 seconds to catch Gons. Not sure if he can make it. Robin Moe now into the low 29s. Cookie about 6/10 behind him. Now 3 seconds behind Robin Moe. And Trainboy almost forcing Daniel Scott into the pits there. Oh, and Daniel Scott's actually just spun around. Not sure what happened there. It might have been a bit of bullying from Train. Not quite sure about that. Didn't really leave him enough room on the track. Daniel Scott, no, maybe a race to forget for him. Earlier spins. Crashes, now sees himself almost 3 laps down. 2.5 laps down, I should say. And everybody actually losing time to the car ahead. Apart from Dion, who is slowly catching back up to Aaron. It will look to make a move and make it stick this time. Aaron's still carrying that front wing damage. And Dion's actually taken quite a bit of time out of him this lap, caught right back up to him. Aaron's gonna have to be very careful here to not let Dion past before the braking zone. Him taking a slight wider line through there. Dion not close enough to think about a move, but almost 8/10 faster. A big lockup from Aaron. Turn 1 really, a lot of drivers really struggling with turn 1. Front end grip almost non-existent, it seems. Dion now makes his way down through turn 4. Will look to get a great exit here. Certainly looks a bit quicker than Aaron. Oh, and dragging wide. Watch out for that curb, Dion. And they're very close to each other as Daniel Scott puts himself in the mix as a back marker just for good measure. Dion looking this way and that, wants to get the move done. Wide entry once again. Tries to switch it back, now has the outside around the downhill left-hander. Goes very, very wide. Won't be able to take the place back. Or won't be able to take the position this time around. Almost lost it there, it seems, but has a nice bit of toe now down towards the start-finish line. Aaron holding the inside. Dion moves to the inside late on the brakes, makes the move work. Aaron looking like he wants a better exit. Does get a better exit. You see how close they are, and Daniel Scott here parking himself in the middle of the track. Not sure how I feel about that. And that's Aaron back down into T4. Has to go wide because of the back marker, and Daniel Scott needs to take himself out of the mix here, or anything ugly happens. Almost defending there. That's just give it up. Oh, come on, dude. There you go. Okay. Aaron lost a lot of time because of that. Daniel Scott not careering out of the way like we've seen in so many other single-seater series. But that's unfortunate because Aaron was locked in battle with Dion, but I don't think he can keep up in a straight line on these flat-out sections. About 5 laps to go here, as the gap between P1 and P2 is now at 5 seconds. Gon's losing time to Cookie as well. I think on just from getting caught up with the back marker, I think Aaron lost about a second on that last lap. When the margins are this tight around such a big track, I think the stewards might want to have a take a look at that, as Daniel Scott in the pits. Dion now able to pull away from Aaron, given the clear air in front of him. Cookie with some good pace right now, given his situation. Gon's also. And I think at this state of the... Oh! Hold it! Good save. I was about to say... I was literally about to say, I think at this point in the race, a lot of these drivers are going to want to keep it together and just keep it on the track, given how difficult a lot of people have found it to keep the cars on the track. Trainboy is not far away from Gons in the grand scheme of things, but would not be surprised to see the finishing order of this race be as it stands right now. Oops, why did it do that? This is what I was talking about earlier with the mixed resolutions. The Cookie actually lapping in the 29s right now. So too is Robin Moe, and Gon's not too far off of that. There's 3 laps remaining in this race. Trainboy almost into the 29s as well. But not fast enough to catch up to Gons, especially in just 3 laps worth. And the car looking very compliant through that right-hander there, so don't think Cookie has a huge amount of damage. He is still losing time to this man, Robin Moe. If does finish the race in first, would take P1 in the driver's standings. Currently has the fastest lap as well, so that'll be an extra point and be another 51 points to his tally. Comfortably inside the 29s pretty much every lap as well. Trainboy's actually losing a fair amount of time to Gons now, so I think Trainboy's tyres may be dropping off a little bit faster than he would have hoped. Not able to put up any kind of challenge at these late stages of the race. Oh, and a nice drifted entry into turn 1. That was very nice, actually. Good driving there, actually. Hats off to Trainboy. Whoops. And I wish this game had a replay as Daniel Scott finds himself in the wall on the start-finish straight. That's Aaron flying past down into turn 1 has now dropped about 6 seconds to Dion since we last saw Dion get his move made. Had the back marker split the 2 cars, and yeah, Aaron found himself hindered by the back marker somewhat, lost about a second. Trainboy up into up in P4, finding a bit of pace, but too little too late as Robin Moe starts his penultimate lap of the race. Somebody, I think that's Daniel Scott, coming out of the pits. And we'll have Robin Moe to deal with. Come and lap him once again, put him 4 laps down as he's having lots of trouble keeping the car on the track. Very bright yellow livery. Really bright when it's directly in the light. Dion's car looking in good shape as well. Robin Moe finds his way past Daniel Scott quite easily, it seems, without hindrance or incident. Trainboy taking about a second out of Gons. Won't be fast enough as James Andrews is actually there right behind Gons, might actually just cover the rear of Gons to just ensure Gons keeps P3 and get himself another podium this season. Robin Moe begins his final lap. comfortable victory in the end, at least the latter stages of the race, but coming from the rear of the grid once again. In exuberant fashion, wins himself this round of Formula Pals and indeed the Drivers' Championship. Had to work to get to the front of the grid in the opening stages of the race. Did so well. Had to work for it at least as well. So you can't say he hasn't had to work for it. Cookie put up a really good fight in the beginning. But consistency is key, as they say. And this man crosses the line to take the victory in not just the race, but the championship as well. Suicidal Cookie crosses the line into P3, horns ablaze. And Gon's actually crossing the line along with his teammate James Andrews. Again, James Andrews straight into the wall. Some people do donuts. James Andrews likes to not brake and go straight. The Train Boy just missing out on a podium by not that much. Dion, the last person to come around our track. Whoops. And looks like we've got some antics here. So that is the Formula Pals Championship done and dusted. Just a quick look, Robin Moe will indeed take the lead of the championship, or take the championship home. Gons with a P2 and Cookie with a P3. At only 5 points between P2 and 3, so no change in this top 3. I do believe though that Dion will take P4 in the driver standings. As far as team standings go, Indian bus drivers take it. And I believe QP will take P2 in the standings as well. Probably, maybe. Yeah, I would say they do. It's hard to work out because I don't have the points reference in front of me. And everybody just going crazy for the end of the season. Donuts for everybody. And that'll do it. Session over. And a good race, especially in that first half. Many a battle to be seen. Oh, this is the worst camera set. Oh, a helicopter. That'll do me. Alright. See who's around. Lots of spins all around for everybody. get somebody in for an interview. I think I actually just have time to talk to our drivers' champion, Robin Moe. If he's around. Looks like indeed he is around. So you're Season 4 drivers' champion, Robin Moe, and today's race winner, let's not forget. Robin, how's it going?
Dave.
Congratulations on the drivers' championship and the race today.
Thank you very much. That was, it wasn't one hell of a season. I enjoyed every race, and yeah, to finish it off like this was very enjoyable. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. You had to work for it, especially in the beginning laps, getting all caught up in all sorts of mess. But I think the consistency, just keeping it on the track, seemed to really help you out today.
Yeah, it's one of these races. I think the start I had was probably the worst I had all season. I got lots of wheel spin, nearly dropped it right out of the box. I nearly spun off. I got Daniel Scott, and then I outbraked myself and hit Tramer. I apologize for that. It was completely on me. I just was a bit too eager into turn 1.
Yeah.
And then I was on hards, lots of fuel, and Gons was just quicker than me at the start of the race. I was not confident. I was just trying not to spin, because usually what I've learned in this car is just keep it on track for a few laps, find the rhythm, and then the race will come to you. If you spin off early, the tires are done, and your whole race is already sacrificed.
Yeah. It seemed as if you were maybe managing your tires, especially in that first stint. Were you looking to go long at all, or I saw some undercuts today, so I was wondering if what kind of triggered you to go into the pits.
I ran out of fuel at the end. That's why I pitted. I had 32 liters. Was enough for 19 to 20 laps. So I just didn't want to push, go too crazy with the fuel, in case I run out or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was somewhat managing. I tried to obviously get the track position, but I knew I was a bit slower than Cookie and both Gons at the start, just because I wasn't feeling completely comfortable.
Yeah.
So it was just tries to stay out of trouble, which obviously I didn't do at turn 1. I had front wing and rear wing damage, and it wasn't great to drive. I repaired that at the pit stop. I could do so because I had the gap, but yeah, second stint I just decided, it's the final race. Let's just have some fun and try to do fastest laps. And
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get the fastest lap? I'm pretty sure you did.
I did, and actually nice. I got the fastest lap on the final lap of the race.
Oh, cool. Nice. Classic. So, yeah, almost a Grand Slam weekend then, so minus the pole.
Yeah, minus the pole, exactly. I decided not to qualify again, but just to make it a bit more interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, last race of the season, I want to thank you for the commentary. That was very enjoyable, always watching the stream back and stuff. So.
Nice, man. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's fun to do, and especially when the races are this good, it's kind of easy to commentate on. So.
Yeah, I hope it wasn't getting too boring in the end.
No, it wasn't too bad. Dion was actually battling with Aaron a little bit, so.
He had such an unlucky race. I was so happy for Dion and Aaron and James to be leading, or P1 to P3 at the start.
Yeah.
And then one they dropped like flies quite early, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
And I had contact with James as well when I passed him, which was I don't know. I need to rewatch that. I felt like I gave him the space, but I was still so sorry that that he dropped back.
Yeah. It seemed like pretty much everybody got into some elbows out battling today, so I think a lot of incidents will be racing incidents from today, from what I've seen, but there's been a couple that may have been egregious, and I'm sure the stewards will take a good look at those.
Yeah, I think so too. They will probably, yeah. Also, I want to point out Cookie and both Gons have driven an amazing season, especially Gons. He's really shifted to another gear this season. I just wanted to say that at the end of the interview, he's been driving so consistently this season, giving me a run for the money at the start of this race as well. Some races he legit was just quick and got a bit unlucky, but
yeah. I mean,
and same with Cookie, he's just so adaptable. Every car he drives, he's just quick immediately.
Yeah. Gons especially is just seeing not only is he actually qualifying now, but he's getting podiums and challenging for wins and challenging for drivers' championships. So.
I really hope we can continue this in future seasons of open wheel racing.
Yeah. Well, we'll have an announcement on the Discord pretty soon, so regarding next season. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled. So but yeah,
I will.
Congrats again, man, and keep it up.
Thank you so much.
And it's been good to watch you this season. Been good to watch people give you a good run for your money as well. But in the end,
I tried to make it as entertaining as I could.
Yeah. Well, congrats again, man, and take it easy.
Cheers. See you.
All right, man. Bye. That was Robin Moe entering the annals of history as a Formula Pals Drivers' Championship winner. And just want to mention again some cool things we've got going on pretty soon. As I said earlier, while we were waiting for the race to begin, we've got the 500 miles of Nürburgring next Saturday. As I said, I'm fairly certain this will be streamed here at this channel, just not by myself. And literally the day after the season finale of RP series, probably a controversial take here, but probably the best North American circuit, at least my favorite. That should be a lot of fun. And as a special early announcement, sure, if anybody's watching from this isn't announced on the Discord yet, but this is a reveal right here. January, we'll be running a short season while our Formula Pals and RP series takes a break. So we'll be running a little Praga Championship, European circuits. That starts January 8th. These are all Saturdays. Starts the same time as this event does. Not sure it will be streamed, but if you're interested in racing in this, I know a lot of people will be, because it's Praga's. But head on down to the Discord, links in the description below, and roll up and come join us for some high downforce action. Red Bull Ring will be fun in these cars, and so will Jerez. Some good circuit choices for this this little mini fun series that we're going to be doing. But thanks again to everybody who's tuned in throughout the season. It's been good to commentate over, and in the Discord we'll have a special announcement quite soon regarding next season of Formula Pals. Or I should say, single-seater championship racing in Assetto Corsa. Ha ha ha. Thanks for tuning in today. It was a fun race to watch, especially that first stint. Some epic battles, some great racing. Thanks to everyone again for racing, and for the stewards, who I'm sure might be a little bit busy tonight. But until next time, thanks again. Peace.